I'm back.
Welcome back. Following up on the Masters, we have all four of us here. Mr. Joe, welcome back. Our reigning champion of the Masters. What a week it was down in Augusta. We got to see the GOAT, the big cat, Tiger Woods, come back and play. Obviously, Saturday and Sunday were a little tough. Hopefully he's all right. We might get to see him at the PGA Championship. We'll talk about that more a little bit later. But the hottest player in the world right now slipped to the third round. Mr. Joe got him and is up on the board in second place for the season standings. Joe with Scottie Scheffler, 4 tournament wins and 6 appearances. Incredible streak that he's on. We will talk all about it. I'll let Joe say his piece as we get started here.
As you three know, I wasn't present for the podcast last week, so I have to thank the power rankings and your guys' lack of intellectual abilities letting Scottie Scheffler slip to, you said it was the third round?
Yeah, first pick of the third round. We all skipped over him for 8 picks.
Yeah, so I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me get back in this race. I was in a smooth dead last, so I'm happy to get back into second place.
Of course, with the majors counting for double points, he took home 10 for the win and another 3 for Scottie Scheffler being on his squad. That's 13 points, taking him from 4th to 2nd on the season. We've got another month until the next major, so time to stack up some more points, see what we're looking like before the PGA Championship. I know we have the Byron Nelson coming up this month, Joe. Going to be right there in your hometown of McKinney. And
then, of course, Stacy, as a birthday present, got me 2 tickets to Sunday. So
wow. Is it at Craig Ranch again?
Yeah, it's at Craig Ranch. So
what day is that, Joe?
It's on a Sunday. I don't know really the date.
Gee, any Sunday throughout the year, just pick it.
Yeah, I'll
honestly
be there.
A little surprised we didn't hear about this before.
Obviously,
she got it for us, right?
Yeah, if you can make it, you're there.
Easily. Well, looks like we're all heading to McKinney pretty soon.
Hey.
But it was a great Masters. There's Colonial, of course. Mr. G and Joe just played there. Got it in the background for Joe, Mr. Joe as well with the flag. But what a Masters it was. I know G had a talking point to bring up. G's got the Colonial flag in the back as well. So a lot to talk about, especially with the Masters. G, what was the most shocking thing to you, or what stood out the most of the 2022 Masters?
Oh, definitely going to be the Rory to Morikawa back-to-back chip in on 18 too. Like different spots. Hole. Yeah, I know. 72nd hole, different spots in the same bunker. I mean, we talk about the best in the world. It's beautiful. Love to see it.
They both went on a charge. I think they both were 6 under or so for the round. Obviously, Rory, I think, went 64, so 8 under, including an eagle and six birdies. But I think Morikawa had 6 birdies in his round and an eagle, but had a few more bogeys. Wasn't quite as deep as Rory was. The most interesting thing to me about that was they played 2 totally different shots. Rory had this big sweeper. He played way out to the right that kind of fell down perfectly in the hole. And Morikawa took a pretty direct line at it and kind of ran it right into the hole. So I don't know if that's, I think Morikawa was a little bit more shallow in the bunker. Rory was a little deeper towards the back of the green. And they just had to kind of take 2 different angles. But nonetheless, incredible to see back-to-back chip-ins on the 18th green, the 72nd hole at the Masters. I would beg a stack keeper somewhere out there to show me one that has ever happened at the Masters before. But what a day. You always kind of know too. I mean, going into the Masters, you don't know what it's going to be, what day it's going to happen. Typically you would think something happens on Sunday, but that was the moment of the tournament, most likely. Although Scottie Scheffler's chip in on the 3rd hole kind of changed the entire round right after that. I mean, Cam Smith, back-to-back birdies on 1 and 2, all for Scottie Scheffler birdie chip in that looked like it was most likely going to be a bogey. So I don't know what you guys think, but that really shifted the momentum right away.
Definitely. And Cam said it himself. He thought he hit a good chip shot on what was that, his second shot that came up short and back down, and then his third ended just past the hole. He missed the putt.
Yep.
But he said that literally changed the entire round, and he thought he was going to win after those first 2 birdies that he had. But then Scottie, so clutch.
That was
Wow.
insanely clutch. And they both were left off the tee there. But that was, I mean, I can't believe you can just do that, right? That was such an insanely tough chip coming from below the hole and being able to run it in like that. I don't know what G just put in the chat, but we're all kind of laughing here. So we got to figure that out pretty quickly. I want to hear from the 3 of you. Back to Rory. You guys were saying some stuff about it after that happened. What was on your mind as soon as that happened?
Weak ass celebration.
Oh yeah, dude.
What was it? What, like, he like did like the old windmill, but like threw it like with the wrong hand. It was just like,
Yeah,
dude,
it
it
was
wasn't
like
even
a
like
little.
a throw. It was like he was swinging his
He's
arm,
like,
just like let go.
I guess. And then did you hear him? He made some comment after the round where he said that was the happiest he's ever been on a golf course. I was just like, that's a bold statement right there. You've won multiple major championships, and you holding out, finishing T2. I mean, whatever, you finished T2 at the Masters,
Solo
and you
two.
made an awesome chip in, but that was your best moment ever on a golf course.
Dude, I mean, I get where you're coming from. 4 majors, especially an Open championship for a guy from Northern Ireland. It's got to be a big moment for him. But that crowd on 18 at Augusta on Sunday, and to do that in front of them, has got to be pretty special. He had an 8 under round on Sunday at the Masters. That was great.
I think his Ryder Cup, when him and Patrick Reed made that putt and then he gave me this one, and then he heard, "I can't fucking hear you." That was way better than
That was
the
classic.
hole out eagle. That was with the Ryder Cup energy and everything.
What about 2016 in the FedEx Cup playoffs? He holed out on the 16th hole to put himself in position to win the FedEx Cup.
We could go on and on about Choke Leroy's amazing accomplishments outside of holding out from a bunker on 18 to finish T2 at the Masters. If that was for the win, 100 guaranteed best moment.
That's easy. That's like maybe one of the best moments ever.
That's when you say something like that.
Is it fair to say right here and now on Wednesday, April 13th, 2022, that Rory is the greatest stroke artist of all time?
no, Scheffler is.
In the first round, Rory plays himself out of the tournament damn near every freaking major first round.
Just can't get it going. And it's been over. Oh no, I think this will be 8 years. So he's got to get something done, or else it'll be 8 years without a major for one of the greatest players of our generation, arguably.
And gee, don't you mean Schauffele, not Scheffler?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Schauffele.
Not a
biggest
big
choke
mix
artist
up or
out
anything.
there. Yeah. Scheffler's doing okay. My bad.
What a streak that guy's been on. 24 years old. I don't even think he's 25 yet. He's made $9 million in the last 60 days. Come on.
Love that stat.
Killing it.
It's good.
Wow.
Brought on.
He's brought home like $4 million after taxes. He's made $4 million in 60 days. Pretty good job.
I think he's got a new house coming pretty soon. We'll see. We'll have to keep tabs on that one.
But I'm about to sell mine in Dallas here.
That'll be like his pool house.
Seriously.
But I mean, unprecedented the run he's been on. Scottie Scheffler is so incredible to watch right now. I don't know how he does it with his unorthodox swing. I mean, he's slipping out of his shoes every time he tees up the ball, but he was placing it in the right places. He gave himself opportunities, multiple bogeys, especially early. By no means did he play a perfect round on Sunday. I don't know why Will Dog's going like to sleep on us right now. Maybe he's a little frozen, but what a round. The Masters, unbelievable. I think we do have to talk a little bit about Tiger Woods before we move on.
Of course.
Anything else that
this will be a 30-minute combo right here.
Well, I mean, it was just good to have him back. Over 500 days between competitive rounds on the PGA Tour. The last time we saw him was that November Masters, COVID year. There were no patrons out there, so no Tiger roars. We get him back, and he makes the cut. Makes the cut at 1 over par. He was 1 under par after round 1. He looked pretty good. I mean, especially those first 2 rounds, nothing too much to complain about. But Saturday, Sunday got a little rough. Saturday, that 3rd round, the conditions were tough. It was a little bit rainy. I don't know how much rain there was, but pretty windy and cold. And I just got to say, it was great to have him back. I'll give you the whole life story, G, if you're looking for it. This is the first time we've had the chat going off, and I kind of love it. But I wish I could. I don't know if I can include this at all. I probably shouldn't. But great to have the chat lively this episode. Following up on the Masters, Joe was the champion. Tiger was back out playing, and I will not stop calling her out, G, for a third time. We're loving it.
Where did Will Dog just go though?
And Will Dog was like, I'm out.
Will Dog just had it like on set.
Will Dog's shit crashed. He can't reopen it. We got technical difficulties. Viewers, stay tuned. We're gonna bring it to the chat. We'll be back in a minute.
But
I'll piggyback off the Tiger thing. It was really awesome to see him out there.
it was just great. And he looked like he
I
was
did
having a good
notice.
time.
I did notice him using the club as a crutch every now and again. And then on Sunday, he was definitely gimping it.
Oh, I'm sure he was hurting, but the fact that he was able to do it at all is just incredible. It speaks to his willpower.
I got to bring up a good point here. Nike was not able to have arguably the reason why they are in existence for golf, wear his own golf shoes in the Masters, but somehow Nike ends up pulling off the winner of the damn Masters wearing the same shoes that the man himself claimed weren't good enough. Like, what are the chances for Nike? That's insane.
I think,
Yeah.
I mean, he was literally wearing the Tiger Woods shoes. Welcome back, Willie. Good to have you back.
What was that?
I don't know.
Is
a
that
little
just my
glitch.
computer?
I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know.
just you.
But he's back. That's
Oh,
all
that's
that matters. We got him back. But yeah, we were saying how Scottie Scheffler was wearing Tiger shoes, but even Tiger couldn't wear them for the Masters. I think it was obviously personal for Tiger. He had to have a little bit more support, whatever it was. But
But it's just a win for Nike when they thought they were going to take a huge L. They ended up having the guy who won the Masters wear Tiger shoes that they claimed weren't good enough. Like, if you could only fall into the perfect marketing scheme, like Nike wins again, bottom line.
somehow,
But yeah, gee, because I don't get you're the sneaker guy. Obviously, Tiger told him a while ago, like, hey, I need this made. And he's like tried out models for is Tiger just like flexing on Nike? Like, there's no way Nike did not have a shoe that was good enough for Tiger. Like, the whole company would drop what they're doing and try to make one.
But when you think about, let me just interrupt. When you think about shoes like FootJoy, they're like this is where you'll know more than me. I don't see a shoe that Nike has that is sort of like a FootJoy that is like wide soled, and like I'm sure they could create it in a second. So like to your point of they've known in advance, they should be able to make it. But thinking about a FootJoy shoe that resembles a Nike shoe that I can think of, I don't know. Like I can't think of one.
there's some older models that I know of. If G has any more on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a case that the ankle and actual sole support in the FootJoy models that are just relevant to this point, like it could have been the DNAs back in 2012. It's just happened to be the FootJoy Premiers are the ones that are up to date. But I also just think Nikes are made for like the average Joe, like they're mass consumer
Right.
sneakers. When you talk about FootJoy, like the price point alone, the quality of the shoe, it's made and dictated more towards, you know, a guy who's willing to spend more money. And if that means the structure of the shoe can actually support the player better, maybe. But I just think Nike lacks quality when it comes to hardcore support, whether that's ankle based, sole based, etc. You look at the NBA, for example, Zion Williams busted out of shoes. You got multiple NBA players who bust out of Nikes. Like, this isn't something that hasn't happened in the past. It's coming to light in golf. And the only reason Nike's getting kind of shed light on this is because Tiger never had a problem. He was the only reason Nike existed on an apparel / shoe level for them. Rory, all these guys extended it, but like Tiger is the originator. So bottom line is Nike makes shoes for the masses. FootJoy actually has a little more support, and for some reason, Tiger agreed with that. But I don't think the shoes are that far off.
Yeah.
Are
with
we
mass production,
excited? Are we excited for the Tiger Nike FootJoy shoes that will be coming out, I'm sure, in the near future?
I don't think they will. I think Nike will you'll see Nike kind of blend back into their classic shoe form. And that means uncomfortable ass shoes. I'm sorry, but those FootJoy Premiers are shit. But that's my honest opinion. But for Tiger, it works. So who knows? It's all personal preference at the end of the day. The shoes these days are so good. Maybe quality lacks at that level of athleticism, but I can't judge that deep.
I mean, how long does Tiger have left on his Nike contract? Like, for them not to have a shoe available for his comeback when he's going to be, every single one of his shots is going to be shown, is like, that is like shocking to me from Nike.
Yeah, especially of an ankle, like an ankle injury, where it's like his camera is only going to be zooming in on his lower torso, where you need all of your logo at.
It does bring up the question of how.
Yeah, no one thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, how long before the Masters and he made his decision that he was actually going to go did he decide to put on the FootJoys? I mean, it could have been a week before. There's just not enough time. But who knows? I mean, it got the job done. We don't know what the case would have been if he wore Nikes. Maybe he gets hurt again, or maybe he doesn't be able to walk for 4 days. You just don't know. He decided to wear the FootJoys and it worked for him. He was able to walk, the full 72 holes plus practice rounds at Augusta, which is all anybody asked for him. And it's just amazing. He, one, made the cut, two, was able to play all 4 rounds. Whoever it was I think it was Dan Rappaport, or I could be mistaken with that. Someone made a very ludicrous take on Saturday evening saying, Tiger, he's way out of the tournament. Just withdraw before the final round and save your energy for the PGA Championship or another tournament later. Why in the hell would Tiger withdraw before the 4th round Sunday at Augusta? I mean, it makes zero sense to me. And I can't believe anyone even would bring that up as a take. I guess the only reason is because it's such a hot take.
Oh, dude, you're going to hate me. I sort of agree with that. I mean, if the guy's ankle's shattered almost and he's gimping around, I know he would never do it because it's Tiger Woods and he has one of the strongest mental games ever, but he wasn't going to win. That's a fact. He was going out there to, give the fans a show and test his, golfing ability, and that's all good. But if he truly is, super injured and it doesn't feel good, maybe not push it. I mean, I'm happy he played. It was good to see him. Clearly he shot terrible, so something was going on, but
it was Saturday and Sunday that he didn't play well. I think after Saturday's round, which we know was tough conditions for him, it was colder. And he even said that before, it was going to be tough, but he had a goal. I mean, he wanted to go out and shoot a 66 on Sunday and come back close to even par for the tournament. Obviously,
yeah, I love it. I love the mentality, but also I could totally understand if he were to pull out, I don't think he would have gotten slaughtered for it. If he was like, look, my ankle is just throbbing nonstop, I'm not going to win, I'm going to recover for the PGA Championship, I think people would say all good.
I think maybe if it was the PGA Championship, I could see it.
Or the Open or whatever.
Yeah, if it was another tournament, maybe. But he wanted to play Augusta, and part of going to the Masters is Sunday at Augusta. They have, specific Sunday pins he knows so well. It's him wearing red in front of all the fans. It was all part of it, and that's what he wanted. And I really do believe that is why he pushed through. Is really to play Sunday at the Masters.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think it's a far off comment though to say that he, it would be crazy to see him not play.
No, I think you're probably right. I mean, he's withdrawn from tournaments plenty of times through his crazy injury past, but I just thought, he's made it through 3 rounds. Just go out and have some fun playing the final round at Augusta. You haven't been out there in a year and a half.
Yeah, but I'm with that.
It was a great tournament nonetheless. I mean, people were moving around the board a lot towards Saturday and Sunday. Shane Lowry had a great final round, got G the second place there. JT played really well in the last couple rounds. Obviously, Morikawa and Rory in that final pairing was really fun to watch. A lot of great stuff. Hideki had a pretty good showing for his defending championship Masters. Anything else stick out to you before we move on to Hilton Head?
No, let's get into it.
Matthew Wolf continuing his awful play, snapping clubs and then making a par. That's probably my biggest pet peeve, is breaking a club and then making par.
Coming from you, that's funny, Joe.
Yeah, I've done it. One time, never do it again.
I guess.
Or just getting mad at your shot that you got a hole in one on, but another story.
Yes.
Well,
right, pick time.
We are on to the RBC Heritage. Shout out last year's winner, Stuart Sink. He's got his son on the bag. Always fun to see him out there still. Up in Hilton Head, South Carolina. This is, as Willie said in the group chat earlier this week, a good vacay spot. We were kind of talking about this is a stronger field than we would have expected. So hopefully some good picks, another good race this weekend. We shall see. Will Dog is starting us off with the first pick from Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Go. Not gonna go with number 1 on the power rankings. Still top 5. Gonna go with Morikawa.
Love it.
Just looking for a superb iron player at this course, and he is one of, if not the best.
Nice.
I've got to go with, I figure either way I go here, the two guys I'm thinking of, G's not going to be too happy. So I'm just going to do the one that I want to take, and it's going to be Justin Thomas. I feel like he's so due. I mean, I want to take Cameron Smith. He's obviously one of the hottest players in the world right now, but I'm not going to take him fresh off of a disappointment at the Masters. So I'm going to go with JT, who I think is due.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, based on that decision, I will be going team titleist. Number 2, Mr. Cameron Smith. I think he opened up last year with a T9 start. I think he shot 62 to begin with. So I'm going to roll with the guy. I think he has a lot to prove this week. So locking it in.
I love it.
Nice.
Pretty good. I'm going to go with Mr. Dustin Johnson. He is a South Carolina guy, and I'm sure he's played this before. He has 4 out of 4 top 20s in 2018. And so, yeah, he's looking good.
Nice.
Just real quick, we're going to go with 3 picks for this one.
Yeah. Back to normal.
Go back to me at the top. Gonna go with another ball striker extraordinaire, Corey Connors.
Ooh, not Sungjae?
No, it was between Connors and Sungjae though. But just going with Connors, to just ride that momentum from the Masters over into a course that he's played well at in the past, including a T4 last year.
Is that right?
Yeah.
True. That's true.
That leaves me. I think I'm going to go with. I don't know. M is. I don't know if I want to leave M for Willie in the 3rd round, but I think I'm going to go with Jocko. Mr. Neiman had a T5 last year at Harvard Town. Hopefully, a little bit of his magic is carrying over from his win at Riviera and a pretty good performance playing with Tiger Woods. We'll take Jocko.
Nice. Who's G gonna pick?
This is really a no-brainer after he came through in the clutch for me. Definitely take weight for putting on for the squad. I'm going Mr. Lowry. A T3 finished in 2019 and a T9 finish in 2021. The guy's playing good golf. Let it ride.
Playing great golf.
I do not like the way this guy looks or plays golf, but he's been performing, and he's appeared, I should say, at Harbour Town before he got on tour due to his official golf ranking in Europe, Mr. Matthew Fitzpatrick.
It's been a pretty steady pick for you, Mr. Joe.
Yeah, T4 and T14. Solid.
So does Willie get his guy?
Yeah, almost took him in round 2. Gonna go Sung Jae. Just looking for just good iron players. I think that really is emphasized at a course like this.
I think that's a fair pick right there. Man, oh man. Do I just leave this guy be? I mean, missed cut for his first time at the Masters. I'm also looking at a UCLA grad since I'm hanging around the corner in an undisclosed location. But
UCLA grad, Cantley?
it's the only one that I know of, at least.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't know. He didn't do so well at Augusta.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing good.
I don't really like to pick players in the same group. I don't think, it's tough for players to go off when they're in the same group together. So I'm going to let Spieth sit this week, unless one of you guys pick him for your last 2 picks. But I need Spieth to show me something here. But yeah, you and Joe go after this. So there's 2 picks left for someone to take.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
But show me something, Spieth, and let's ride with my guy, Patrick Cantlay. T3, a couple of T3s and a T7 before a miscut last year at Harvard Town. Time to make it hot, get back to his player of the year form. And that's about all I got. But, go UCLA, I suppose.
Yeah.
Confidence right there.
Yeah. Third pick's I'm taking a risk this week. Just full transparency. I don't really have a lot of faith in the guy. Horrible sponsors, injuries in his past. But, he's number 8 on the power rankings. I'm going Berger himself. If he doesn't come through, I won't be shocked. But if he does, even better. I'm picking an X factor this week, and good luck, Berger.
He's a good ball striker as well.
Negative pick announcement of all time.
I wasn't pumped by him, but
he's looking for that reverse psychology.
I'm about that.
Well, Mr. Joe, the final selection of the evening.
No, I'm sort of with G on this X factor. Oh, man, I just saw another name. Oh, I just don't know. I just think this is not a course for him. I don't think he can keep up with the youngins, although he did have a T2 at TP San Antonio. I am thinking about Mr. Matt Kuchar, old head. He's 17 for 17 with a win and a second in 2019.
17 for 17 in made cuts at Harvard Town.
Yeah. So he's solid to make the cut, that's for sure. But I just don't know. I just don't know if it gets past that 5 under a round. I just don't think he has the guns to keep up with it.
I mean, we had an old head win last year with Stuart Sink.
Dang, that's pretty crazy. 17 and 17.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a
win in a second. Gosh, I'm just gonna kick myself for not going with my gut. I'm going with Matty Kuchar.
Kuch. Final selection. I suppose now is as good a time as ever to say that the miscut rule did not come in anywhere near effect for the Masters, Mr. Joe. Let's keep it rolling and keep seeing if anything does happen this week. If there are miscuts, we'll find out. Only 3 picks each for us this week at Harvard Town, Hilton Head Island, not too far from where we might be later this year. We'll keep you tuned on that one, but South Carolina it is this week. We're so excited. Another week of PGA Tour golf coming to you live from Hilton Head Island. We'll see you next time.
Oh,
yeah.